Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Eddie Lacy, former standout running back at the University of Alabama, had his pro day on April 11th down in Tuscaloosa. Ran a 40 in the mid-sixes, had a 33-inch vertical leap. He's actually lost some weight. He's down to 230 pounds from his playing weight of 240 last year at Alabama. And his pro day did not dazzle people. And because of that, you're already hearing the rumors that that could definitely push him out of the first round in the upcoming draft. And first and foremost, I think Eddie Lacy is clear and away the best running back in this class. So if you're saying he's not going to get drafted in the first round, you're basically saying that for the first time in 50 years, a running back will not go in the first round of the NFL draft. And I just don't see that happening. I think there's teams at the end of the first round specifically that have a need at running back. And I think he can basically fulfill that need, whether it's the Packers at 26 or the Broncos at 28, which are the two destinations I look to be most likely for him to end up at the end of the first round there. And he's the kind of guy that his game tape is so impressive, and the competition level that those tapes are against are so impressive that I think the pro day workout that he had is not going to be a big detriment to him and his draft position. I think these scouts look at more things than obviously a guy running in shorts, jumping in shorts, catching passes out of the backfield in shorts. They look at the game tape and the fact that he's the guy that takes football seriously. You've never heard anything about him where he's lazy or doesn't work hard. So, being that's the case, there's no red flags about him that I think he'll still go in the first round. Any issues with his ankle should be well healed by then. And, I look for him, again, to go 26 or 28. In Denver, I think he fits in good because he provides a good complement to McGahee and Moreno. Maybe he has a little bit less of a role. If McGahee, obviously McGahee's still going to be there this season. Maybe he has a little bit less of a role this season. But when McGahee's ready to transition out, you already have a ready back in Lacy that can really bust it in between the tackles. It's underrated how good he gets outside as well. So I like that fit from that point of view. And you move to Moreno more to a third down, catch the ball out of the backfield, a little bit of a scat back sort of in that regard. The Packers, on the other hand, I think he can be the Packers featured back. I think what the Packers have tried to do here in recent years is sort of try to take guys late in the draft, maybe catch a diamond in the rough. That works for maybe game stints or a game or two, but I think they need to develop consistency with the running game to go along with Aaron Rodgers. I think that'll take a lot of the heat off Rodgers, minimize the hits that he takes, because out of all these really good quarterbacks, he takes the most hits out of all of them, and I think eventually they'll take their toll. And I know it sounds old-fashioned or like kind of like a no kidding kind of statement, but what will help him the most is a running back to take off some of the pressure coming at him on a weekly basis. So, whether it's 26 to the Packers, 28 to the Broncos, I still look for Eddie Lacy to come off the board in the first round of this upcoming draft. Don't believe the hype you hear from the pro day. I think his pro day was good enough. I know a lot of times with these workouts, you look for the diamond in the rough, the guy who, ran the 4.3 40, had the 40-inch vertical, but, he did good enough. His game tape is fabulous. He was... I know people are going to say, well, his line at Alabama was elite. Well, I realize that, but so was Trent Richardson's line. So why didn't we hold that against him? I think Eddie Lacy is definitely a shade under, obviously, a Trent Richardson. I think he more than warrants to be a first-round pick in this draft, and he's definitely the clear-cut number one back in the draft as well. But let me know what you guys think of my assessment of Eddie Lacy and where I think he's going to go in this draft. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel here. I've uploaded over 400 videos, sports talk videos, a lot about the draft and the NFL in general. So be sure to subscribe. I'll also have a link on here where you can just check out a playlist of mine of all the draft videos I've done so far. Thanks again for listening, guys, and have a great night.